Hello, everyone. Welcome back to the podcast with
Uh,
no name. I am Ebony,
and I'm Paris.
and this is already a real discussion. We are still discussing the book, The Big Leap. This
hmm
is our third video. We're going to do a total of four, and this will just be a quick video on both comfortability and complacency.
Correct.
Okay, so I'll start it off. So when I think about comfortability, I think that if you choose comfortability, then you're operating either in the zone of incompetence or the zone of competence. When
hmm
you are comfortable, you're not really, you know, pushing yourself to grow. You're not expanding yourself. You're not extending yourself. You're not meeting the challenges. You're just trying to take the easiest route that doesn't cause any challenges or conflicts or crises or whatever. And so it's just staying in a space that make you feel secure or make you feel like um, you're safe, which I think for me is a big problem in feeling like you're safe, right? Because
hmm
there's a difference to me. Like people go, "Oh, I want to feel safe," but it's kind of like the discussion that we've been having when they say, "Oh, let your kids do dangerous things safely." It's like,
hmm
is safety really helping us? Because when you choose safe, you choose comfortability, and is it really helpful? Right? Think about like I think about it because I go on a trail a lot, right? And I see like a
Yeah.
lot of animals, and you'll see like baby bunny rabbits and all types of things. And sometimes I walk through and the bunny doesn't even flinch, right? It will be
hmm
this close next to me and it will not flinch. And then it can be another bunny where I'm far down the road and it's already flying into the bush. You see what I'm saying? So I
hmm
always thought like, oh, obviously the one that is more afraid doesn't get as much benefits as the bunny that is more daring, more willing. Like the more you are willing to stray from home, the more grass, the more opportunities you can be the maid, different things. But like if you just stay in your bush, you can kind of undernourish yourself because you're too afraid to go out and get what you need. Like, yeah, I need to eat, but you're just efficient at eating. You're just, surviving. You're not thriving. You're not having a variety or a smorgasbord or a mukbang. You just taking what is in your area because you're afraid of like putting yourself out there. I'm afraid an eagle will come pick me up. I'm afraid a person to take me home. And
hmm
it's just very interesting when you translate that into like human lives. A lot of us spend our whole lives in comfortable situations and we don't grow.
You don't think you can also be comfortable in your zone of excellence?
Well, no. So oh, yes, yes, that's what he was talking about. Most people, I mean, not most people, some people can get to their zone of excellence, right? But
hmm
again, it's not their zone of genius. So they never push past what they do well, you know? But only a small amount of people ever even get to their zone of excellence because they're too comfortable.
Right. And I would say, like, to get to your zone of genius, you have to stray out of comfortability to get to your zone of genius. So I say even the few people who get to their zone of excellence, I would say they also will come to a place of being comfortable in their zone of excellence because this is what they do very well. Um, and it has brought them some success. Most likely it has brought them success. And in doing that, you may feel very comfortable in this in success and not willing to like maybe um move out of that into your zone of genius because you're comfortable with the success you have and maybe uh the place you are of being necessary maybe in your job or whatever area you're in your zone of excellence. So that's I was asking, like, can you also be comfortable in your zone of excellence as well?
Absolutely. And I think that that takes us into the next step, which is the complacency part. If you're already
Mm.
in a good place and you're making money, you're well known, everything is working out for you, what would make you leave your zone of excellence to jump into your zone of genius? And so we have to be careful about being complacent and being comfortable, because your excellence and your genius don't really reside there, or it can't stay there.
Mm. Hmm. I think like to get to your zone of genius, you absolutely have to be willing to take risks, right? Um, to get to your zone of genius, it's all about trying new things. From what I'm understanding, it's all about taking risks and trying new things and saying, "Hey, I'm good at this, but if I were to take this and expand it, and I want to explore more of like how this can work also with this and that and that." Um, so I absolutely agree there. I'm wondering also, it's like to get to your zone of excellence. I do agree with you too. It's like about comfortability in the first one. I think to get even to your zone of excellence, it may also require some risks for you in the beginning. But I do think that I do think that eventually you do probably get comfortable in your zone of excellence, and so because you've already took the risk to get to probably the place that you are now, um and so now you probably have some comfortability. You understand what I'm saying?
Right. I mean, one thing that I really want to address, and I guess we can tie this one up, is societies have really made us weak and comfortable, where we think that we're supposed to feel comfortable, throughout life. When now I'm at the mind of knowing life is not supposed to be comfortable. And it doesn't mean that life is always suffering. That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is like, living is dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
Regardless, you never know what's going to happen when you walk out your door, when you drive your car, when you travel, when you go to work, when you eat certain foods. Like, you can go to McDonald's and get a meal that you've always had, and then this time it has E. coli in it. You see what I'm saying? Like, living itself is very, very dangerous, and we try to minimize it to where it's so comfortable, where we forget that we're actually living in nature. We forget that living is a dangerous experience. We see comfortability over having an authentic experience, and living, again, it's going to come with the good, it's going to come with the bad, especially when we lived off the land. It was more of a true what's the word, like a true, like, not vision, but a true like picture of what it means to be human. You on mute. A lot of us are here and we're not human. We don't practice being human. We're more like robots, than humans. And so it's more so like understanding a part of being human means that you won't be able to control things, that there will be many moments when you're uncomfortable, but it's needed to help grow, stretch, and push you towards your higher self. And then the whole part of like being comfortable means you get it when you die. If you really want to play out, if you really want to be in your zone of excellence, you really want to be in your zone of genius, you will have to take risk. You will have to not be comfortable, and you have to realize, like, I'm taking a risk every day. It doesn't make sense to pacify my feelings and pretend that I can control my environment to feel safe. Like, that is a trick of the mind, that human beings want to constantly feel safe and comfortable when living is not safe. Like, living is not comfortable. We fooled ourselves in believing that because we live in houses, but overall it's just not what it is. So if you want to be more, have more of an authentic experience and live, more truer to your zone of genius or your zone of excellence, that will require for you to be uncomfortable and get out of complacency. And so I just really wanted to take the time, kind of discuss that. I thought it was a really important point. Please
Mm-hmm.
share with me, what do you think about complacency and comfortability, and Is living supposed to be comfortable? What do you think, Paris?
That's a good question. I think like
I
there's
don't see
no
you.
part. Yeah, I was telling you like the video's off, but I'm still here.
Okay.
Because I'm out in the elements, and so my video is shaking and stuff. So I
Okay.
was just trying to stop for a second to get things squared away so we
Okay.
can keep recording. But I agree with you. There's nothing in life that ever, I don't think there's nothing in life that ever gives you the idea that like life is comfortable. Um, I don't think like, except for the times that we're very happy and we're enjoying ourselves, at no time has life ever really been like comfortable. So to say, unless you're born in like, great wealth or um in a certain class. But even then, I think like just the simple things of like aging and learning, going to school,
Failure.
failure, working, rejection,
Hmm.
um, especially as children, the new lessons that you learn about boundaries and manners and rules, especially if you have children, you know how much children feel like all of that is unnecessary. And to them, a lot of times, like just stupid. And they just don't want to do it. Like, why do I have to say thank you? Why do I need to like not wipe my nose on your shirt? Like, simple things. And those type of things of them learning. If you have children, you will learn that like they grow to understand it, but also like at times of like being in that space, like they feel uncomfortable. They just feel like frustrated because children live in a space of a lot more freedom and a lot more of just like being themselves and kind of like going off their own whims and like intuition. And so we learn later to like we get what's the word, domesticated. And we learn later about that and we fall into the spaces of that. But the truth of the matter is that there's no comfortability. So I agree with you in life that life is not really like comfortable per se. Um, and Go ahead. So I would like to see other people's comments on that and what they think about that and how they feel about that.
Yeah, I mean, I think we talk a little bit about this. Like, of course, everybody knows they're going to die. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
But it doesn't mean that it's in the forefront of your mind. It doesn't mean that it's something that you think about or something that you embrace or accept it. So it's like, even though people obviously are aware that life is not meant to, like, living is not comfortable, like, obviously. But out of sight, out of mind, a lot of people try to, they use all of their resources to seek comfortability instead of growth. And so that's where it's just like, okay, you have to realize when we lived off the land, they used their resources to, grow. Yeah, they wanted to make their, environment safer, but they also wanted to travel. They wanted to, learn about the environment that they were in, the plants, the animals, the land, the stars. They did more than just, work to make life comfortable for them. They also grew. They also made it a priority to do so. And so in this society, it's optional. Once you graduate high school or college, you never really have to learn again. It's optional. And I think, again, that's what will keep you in your zone of incompetence or your zone of confidence.
Right.
So anything else you wanted to say to top this video?
No,
I'm having
I
an
think that was the
allergy
perfect wrap
reaction.
up. Good job.
Are you gonna come back for the second video? I'm talking to myself here. Oh, you you
But
okay?
it was chaotic. It's just a lot going on.
All right, let's go
So
ahead and end this video and allow P to get herself together, and we'll come back with another video. The practicality of the big leap, and that would just tie up this series. All right, I've been Ebony. I mean, I don't know who that is.
exactly. And also I don't feel good. I'm very sick. Don't y'all dare tell me I don't look like my profile picture. Look, I tell y'all all the time, If y'all want me to look like my profile picture, y'all better look for somebody else. I don't put up pictures that look like my regular self. What's wrong with y'all? I picked the best picture. Thank y'all for joining us another episode of the podcast No Name. And all right, yeah, what you said?
Peace. See you on the next video.
Bye, y'all. I'm gonna get myself together for the next video.